Hello, everybody. My name is Devin Boyda, and I am with Team 2. I will be doing the rebuttal for Presentation 2 in defense of looting. Let's begin. So we have the critics' corner here. One of the big arguments against the defense of looting is that looters are hurting business owners. They are stealing items from the business, and this is hurting the financial stability of the said businesses. So how will they ever financially recover from this? The rebuttal that I came up with is the majority of these establishments are insured. So the only people that are being hurt during this are insurance companies. So we pay into healthcare, health insurance, homeowners insurance, car insurance, all kinds of insurance. So it's only fitting that they end up paying for something when something goes wrong. An example of looting. Another critical view that we're going to be looking at is, well, some are small businesses that were damaged during the looting and rioting, but they don't have insurance. What about them? So the rebuttal for that is going to be that most of the targets that were looted were large corporations. For instance, Target, Walmart, Gucci, any kind of big store with very expensive items. Those were most notably the targets. So these little stores and businesses were left alone. There were plenty of examples where small businesses were untouched during all of the riots and looting. So here we have the courteous critic, and how can we defend looting? It's dangerous. People are at risk during these events, and there were injuries during these events. So why would I ever defend looting? The rebuttal, the realistic rebuttal, actually. So most people were safe in their homes, and private properties weren't targeted. Once again, it was the large businesses, not so much small businesses that were targeted. So as long as you stayed home during these events, you were pretty much safe and were not the target of the looting or rioting. To continue on that point, the realistic rebuttal continued. Looters avoided physical contact or conflict because they were only interested in getting items. And employees, for the most part, didn't interfere with any of the looting. So it was pretty much free items, and violence was never a point during the conflicts. So to continue, we got another critical critique. Why are these looters stealing stuff that they don't absolutely need? They're not absolutely essential to their survival. Shouldn't they be taking stuff like food and clothing? I mean, there were examples of big screen TVs taken, and iPhones, and purses, and a bunch of like what I would consider cosmetic stuff that you wouldn't deem essential to their survival. So here's my final rebuttal. Like, who are we to decide what's necessary for someone to live? Why shouldn't they be entitled to the same level of prosperity? Like, are they hurting you in some kind of way by taking items that you don't deem necessary for their survival? Are they not allowed to be happy? Well, what we may have may be easy for us to obtain, but conversely, it might be unobtainable for them. So during the opportunity, things that we're taking may not absolutely like be essential for their survival, but will just increase their way of living drastically. So that's why they should be allowed to take whatever they want. So the audience questions out I'm going to leave you with is or are, what other arguments would you use to defend looting? So we've seen some critiques and some rebuttals throughout this slideshow, but I'd like to see some different arguments on why looting should be acceptable, especially when used as a political means. And my second question is, has the riots, looting affected your life in any way? Me in particular, I was unaffected. I think there was one peaceful protest during that time of conflict, and uh, it didn't really affect me in any way. I know that there are a lot of major cities that were affected, and like for instance, the picture and many other pictures and some of the court cases that were happening recently relevant to the rioting, what happened. But has the riot and looting affected your life in any way? That is it for my slideshow. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.